Hello everyone, welcome to your Musicians Edition for another piano video. And in this one we're going to be doing the next video to my hand independent series. And in these series of videos we're working on having our right and left hands doing different things and having our brain keep up and being able to coordinate both of those together here. So I've covered some beginner towards intermediate level kind of pieces with this hand independence. We're going to keep continuing with that. So I've got a nice quick loop here that's going to practice some good skills for us with the left hand following a 3/4 little waltz time pattern. And the right hand playing some eighth notes on top of that, and we'll see if we can get both of these to match up. So this is a song called Little Things. I did not know the name of it, but it was really familiar to me. I see it a lot of the time on like Instagram or TikTok in the background of some videos. It's a nice catchy pattern, and it reminds me of the song Married Life from Up, which is a song I'm a really big fan of, so I'm a fan of this one as well too. And this one's a bit easier than Married Life because we can break this down into a short loop and make it nice and repetitive so we can just practice some of our skills as far as hand independence goes. So let's go ahead and take a look at this sheet. I've also been working on some sight reading in my videos, so we'll talk about some of that along the way here with reading these intervals we see. So we can see we're in 3/4. We have a 4-bar loop that we're just going to play continuously, and when it ends we'll just start it from the beginning one more time. And so we can see the left hand, we're starting off at middle C, and we're going to be playing a root note and then 2 top notes as a part of that chord there for all of these with the left hand, and the right hand's going to play just a pretty repetitive melody. So let's look at this right hand, see if we can identify some intervals to it. So we're going to name our first note on the right hand, and that's going to be C. And after that, I just want to read gaps so I can see what I'm going to be playing next. There's not a lot of different notes, so you can get through it pretty quickly no matter what method you use. But I can see a C, and I know I'm going to go up a third, which is up 2 notes from space to space, back down, back up, and I'm going to land on the line right below C, which is 1 note down from C to B. So that gets me C, E, C, E, B. And let's see if I can move along and figure out these next notes really quickly. That's going to be on the spaces again, so A up a third to C. And we're going to finish off with the note in between them, which is B. Okay, so right hand, very easy. This is just what we're going to repeat over and over, so get whatever positioning is going to be comfortable. This is going to be the easier part, so this is the one you want to get that muscle memory down. So we usually do for in hand independence, have one hand that you're really comfortable with and practice that one enough, and then add in that left hand once you do get that one figured out, so you can match them up easier and only have to focus really hard on one of those hands. So my right hand's going to be easy, so let's just figure out what fingers I want. I'm going to go with 2, 4, 2, 4, and then I can play with my thumb here. This is one I'm going to hold for a while, but whatever is comfortable for you, this is what works for me. And I know that one's going to get held for a while. You can see it's a dotted half note which takes up 3 beats, and so that's going to take up that full measure, and it's got a tie to the next one, so it's actually taking up 4 beats total with the dotted half and then the quarter note afterwards. I think it comes together when you hear it with the left hand, and you can kind of place it off of that. I'm going to hold that for a while, then I'm going to shift my hand over. And it says on here to play 1 and 3, which would be 1 and 3 and then 2 in the middle. I've kind of been playing it with my these 2 fingers as well too. I'm playing that, so either or works. So find whatever positioning works for you. Make sure you have that down. It's very, very easy. This left hand is where it's going to get harder. Then obviously putting them together is going to be the hardest part, but we can do this, and it'll be a nice fun loop that we can play. I like to have little pieces like this in between of some of the longer songs we might be working on, because those can get really frustrating or exhaust ourselves. So this is a good thing to practice to still work on our skills. And so this is going to be the left hand now. We're going to be playing on middle C. I can tell it's my first note. And from there, I'm just going on the 2 lines above. I'm now going to be playing third, so this is going to be a common chord, which is going to be C, E, G. So I'm going to be playing that root note and then the 2 higher notes twice. These are all quarter notes, so 1, 2, 3. And the next one, I can see my top 2 notes are the same. My first root note is going to be going down 1 to B. Easy enough. C, E, G, E, G, B, E, G, E, G. And next I can see my top two notes are going to be sliding down by thirds, going from those lines above each to the line below it. So it's going to be C and E. And now my new root note is that top line of A. So another common chord, A minor. Okay, and let's do this last note as well too. I'm going to have my pinky go back up to B, but not E and G this time. It's going to be D and G. I can see that D and G, that's a fourth there. So that's D and G paired with B. Okay, and that's an inversion of the G major chord, just with the order of the notes switched around. So that's G, D, B, which is the G major chord, just shifted over. Okay, and those are my three kind of chords that's going to drive this. So I've got that C major, the B with the E and G still from C major, A minor, and this is that inversion of the G major. Okay, so all together I want to get this down as well as I can, then we're going to pair it together. So here we go. And this one's really easy to play just with sliding your hand around. The spacing between your middle and thumb remains the same, except on that last one where it's D and G. So that's the one that I kind of get the most tripped up with when I play this and put this together with the right hand. But otherwise I'm just sliding this pinky or my whole hand over. Pinky slides, now whole hand slides over and back over B, and I gotta make sure I stretch that thumb a bit extra and I play middle finger and thumb to play this D and G. So all together, let's do that left hand one more time. I'll count us in so we can play it together here with a 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that one more time a bit quicker. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it'll go right back into itself like this. All right, so both these left and right hand, it's pretty easy. I'd say these are definitely beginner level, but putting them together makes it obviously a bit harder. So let's go ahead and work on that. So I want to make sure my hand's in that starting position I need it to be. And so I'm going to see my right hand come in on the first instance of E and G with that C, E. And so I know I'm going to be playing eighth notes with this right hand, so one in between. So I'm going to play C together here, but then the E is going to be by itself, C and E again, E by itself, and we're going to finish with B and B. Okay? So here we go. Okay, that's where I'm going to finish off and then jump into that next E and G there. So let's try and get it to that end of the second bar. Here it is one more time. Okay, and we got the pairing of it. It's pretty easy with the eighth notes spaced out how they are. We know we're just going to place one in between. And there it is. So work on that, just make sure you get the timing down. And that's that. We're going to go ahead and move on to this next part, and having this loop into each other and moving that right hand around is where it gets the hardest, I think. So let's go ahead and work on that. With our next part here, we're going to be having us start off with A, C, and E with the left hand, and our right hand will put in the position we know it's going to need to be in, which for me, I'm going to have index, middle, and ring finger be my ones that are going to play here. And these are going to come in with the A, C, A, C on the C and E there. I play this B along with B down here, get my left hand ready to move up to play D and G. So definitely the hardest part because the left hand is moving more. So all together it's going to sound like this. Okay, hear those one more time. All right, and now we can put both of those together here. So getting the hand movements of right hand sliding down as well as left hand is a pretty hard part of this. So that's going to be, these individual 2-bar sections might not be too difficult, but putting them together is where we're going to have a lot more trouble. So let's go ahead and work on that. And it's going to look like this. And that is that. So let's go ahead and just play that one more time nice and slow, working on especially the transition from that second bar to that third bar. So let's break it down as we go ahead and go through this. So this first part individually is pretty easy. And now we're going to get ready to slide. I know I need my right hand to have index, middle, and ring finger ready to play an A, B, C. And I need my pinky to go down to A and get ready to play this A, C. Now back over with pinky on C and my index, middle, and ring ready to play C, D, E. Because I know I'm going to be playing this as a loop, so I want this to be able to go back into itself, so. And just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the timing of this by counting us into it and making sure we can play this nice and connected. If you're still struggling with any parts of this, make sure you go ahead and pause the video and work on it on your own time here for a little bit until you can play it nice and even. I'm going to go ahead and start this off very slow so we can just make sure we got the timing of everything down. And as you're working on this, you can see it can be a bit of a challenge, but once you get in the groove of it, I think it does get pretty easy and a nice fun one to play here. So I'll count us in nice and slow to work us up to that. So 1, 2, 3. One more time. And there's that. Let's just work on quickening that up a little bit. So stick with me here. We'll go a little bit faster. We'll do 2 loops through again. 1, 2, 3. And that's that. So as you're working on this, of course, work on playing this as quick and clean as you can. So the clean part is the most important part to this. So don't rush yourself and play this at a faster tempo than you're ready for yet. It's always good to work on slowing it down and getting the placement and timing of this down before you work on making it too hard. But eventually, we want to quicken up our pace to something more like this. 1, 2, 3. And eventually more so, because the full speed of the song is something a bit more like this, I think. And that is that. So again, this one is called Little Things, a nice little 4-bar loop as a workout to work on our hand independent skills. So if you did find this helpful as pairing that right and left hand together here, this one is in 3/4 time. Once again, we're pairing those quarter notes with the left with those eighth notes with the right. So have fun playing, and we'll see you next time.